I've got a full foot in the dyno. Let's give it a blast.
Winter in Montreal is no time to be out driving your muscle cars. But it's a great time to be inside working on them.
Here we are. We're at Showtime Muscle Cars. I came to see an update on the Charger, how everything is going. I heard that he put that special primer underneath the belly of the car. So we're just gonna walk in and take a look and see what's going on, and let's get some update. Let's go. Wow, check this out, eh? Nice. Wow, this is nice. Well, here's an update on the Charger 500. Eugene, if you're watching, there's that special greenish primer that's before the paint job. And we're gonna paint it like they did with the factory, so when they start painting the car yellow, they're gonna have an overspray on the edges. Anyways, we'll get to that when the time comes. But in the meantime, the rear trunk floor pan is installed. The primer's done, every square inch underneath. It's looking good. I can't wait to see this car painted, let me tell you. This is what happened when the car, before it gets assembled and it goes down the line, it's dipped into a bath with a primer, a special primer. This is the color, but you know, we don't have the baths to do it like the factory did, but this is exactly what was the finish. And there we have it. It looks just as good as new. And of course, we all know this was dipped before, so everything came out very clean. Roger had it sanded down, cleaned it. And of course, now with that special primer sprayed on it, just waiting to get it painted yellow. But in the meantime, take a look at this. This looks like a brand new car, even though it is a 1969 Dodge Charger 500. This is beautiful. This is something. There's the new trunk pan. That's installed. He had the quarter panels repaired on the outside. That's done. Okay, let's look for that spot where the jack pushed into the body when they picked up in transport to replace the 4 tires, and they put the jack right here on the floor pan. It was on the passenger side, which is this side here. So Roger said he made the repair. Looks pretty good. It's right around here somewhere. I'm not so sure. We did not replace any metal there. We just banged it out, put it straight, and we shot it with the primer. Besides that, it's all looking good. Let's go take a look over here on the front section of the floor pan. There's the brace that holds in the speedometer cable. There's the holes for the gas pedal, I believe. It sure is coming along good, very good. A lot of these cars have rusted cross members where the torsion bars go in. This one here, after it's dipped, look at it, it's brand new. This car is perfect, perfect. Okay, so I had a few dents here and there, a few rust holes, but we got them repaired. The rust holes were fixed up, put a new floor pan in the back for the trunk. That's the only sheet metal what we replaced. We're gonna also, Roger's also working on the fenders. They're here somewhere. We're gonna take a look and see how far he's gone with them. He's also got the trunk lid, he's also got the hood assembly, and he's got the doors, of course. Now he's gonna work on the hinges, the bushings, and start slowly assembling it. But before he does any of that assembling, he has to start painting yellow in the trunk compartment and the engine bay. As we all know, he's already painted the yellow on the interior of the car, which we've seen on an early video. I can't wait to see when he has the doors on and then wants to do the spray of the yellow paint job on the car. I want to see the overspray on the bottom, the way it came from the factory. So this is going to be pretty unique. This is the first time I'm doing this. I've done a few projects, but this is the first time I'm going something like this with Roger. And I'm sure Roger knows what he's doing. He's into it. So he's got the same passion I have. And we want to see this thing get done right for Eugene. We want to get it done by this summer. if you guys are watching the previous videos, that when I had my Challenger restored, it was also on a rotisserie just like this one. We had it painted white inside out everywhere. We had the primer underneath the paint. But in my car, in my case, this was all painted white. I left it white, it didn't bother me. I don't care, it was my personal car. But this is Eugene's car. We wanted to go more like a factory look and done right in the first place. So, you know, we took it all apart. We went to this extent. We had the car dipped. So we're gonna go all the way and make it the way it came from the factory. Here we've got the front valance. It's also getting repaired. It had a few dents, dinks here and there. And of course, we are gonna put in the same original piece. And what we've got here is a pair of fenders that belong to the 69 Charger. We're going along with the same fenders going back on the car. This is how the underneath looks. It's all one piece of structure. It's got the brace, it's got the headlamp pocket, welded in all together from the factory. So what he's doing here is he's sanding them down right to the metal, clean them good, before he shoots them with the primer. So he's got both pieces here. They look pretty good. So he's gonna start working on the interior on this also. I like to see how it's getting done. Too bad it's not under my roof, but anyways, you know what? It's all good. And it's a good thing that he's just nearby. So Showtime Muscle Cars is doing a great job on this, let me tell you. He's doing a great job. And this is where the ding was. This is where the front fender was damaged from the tow hitch that he had, but it doesn't matter, we're gonna repair it. Roger knows what he's doing. He says, I'm gonna change no fender. We're going along with the same fender. It's gonna come just as good as new. Just like he did with the dent repair on the floor pan. It's gonna be nice, really nice. You know, one thing about Eugene's Charger, we're going back with all the original pieces back on the car. We're trying to save as many pieces as we can. Sheet metal, parts, moldings, or whatever we can. We just want to put it together as much as possible from the parts that came with the factory. Okay, so we put a new carpet, new interior for the seat covers, but those are wear and tear parts. We cannot go back with that. But all the sheet metal, we're trying to go as much as we can. So there you have it. We have a nice pair of fenders. Doors are going to come up soon. The underbelly is done. The interior is painted. The next thing we have is to paint the trunk inside the trunk area, then paint the engine bay, inside the door jambs, paint it all done yellow. Then after that, we start assembling the fenders, the doors, the trunk lid, and the hood. But we still have a long way to go. But slowly but surely, we will get there. And in the meantime, now while Roger's working on this, I'm going to start working on the engine. I had the block board out, so now I'm waiting for it to come back because I sent it out to get decked. And then after that, it's going to come back to me. The engine's already been balanced. I'm going to start building the show block. Then I'm going to get online with Eugene and see how far, what kind of parts or what kind of horsepower we're looking for to build this 440 matching number Charger. This is the broken grill that came off the, or should I say damaged grill that came off the 500. And Roger was asking me, Nick, we're missing one little brace that belongs over here. So we got 4 on this side and 3 on this side. But Roger, like Roger said, you know what, Nick, it's only a piece of metal. We're gonna make one, put it in the right place so we can finish it off with the other grill to put onto the car. So no big deal, we'll get it done. You know when you fully restore a car, there's so many pieces to the body, to the engine, to the drivetrain, to the suspension. There are so many pieces. So you know you have to work as a team, make sure you don't lose anything, everything's in order. And you know you have to work with a great team, and I got Roger on board with this. I've got a few guys working with me down at my shop to put this whole car together. So this is how you go about it. So while the car is getting done at a body shop, start saving all the mechanical parts, interior, so when the car comes to your shop, you want to start putting it all together. This is a handful, let me tell you. One car, when you're doing a full restoration from A to Z, especially just the body itself, is a handful. And Roger's gone through it before, he knows what it is. And this is one great big job. Roger, keep up the good work, man. Great stuff, great stuff. So if you guys want to see this car getting built, subscribe to our channel, Nick's Garage.
Nick can't hang around Roger's shop all day. He has to be getting back.
Man, that Charger 500 is coming beautiful. Roger's doing a great job. Can't wait to see it get all done, and let's take it for a drive after.
It'll still be a few months before anyone is driving cool cars on the streets around here. but Nick can still make the engines roar in his dyno room. And today he has an absolute beast on the rack.
Well, everybody's wondering, here we got another Mopar engine on the dyno. And now we have a 440, which came out of the 1970 lime green Dodge Challenger. We had titled it Another One Bites the Dust. Yes, that is the video. This is the one that the cylinder number 2 got all mangled up with the valve and the piston, and of course cracked the cylinder with 2 large cracks. So what we did was take it apart and we started building the complete engine. So we ended up replacing the block, having the cylinder head repaired. We also had 2 valves replaced in the cylinder number 2, intake and exhaust, replaced 1 lifter, and also 1 push rod. We did a valve job, we put 8 new pistons, we decked the block to 0, we put forged flat top pistons that I've done many times, we put back the same cam, that's a hydraulic flat tappet, and I also installed back the gold rockers that he had. We went through a lot of testing with it. Now we had everything timed, adjusted, and we also ended up using his carburetor, which is a vacuum secondaries. Now that George is here with the camera, I just wanted to make a little video blasting this with the camera overhead with the vacuum secondaries on this dyno test. So since he's here, I said let's make one test and show you guys what we got with this 440. You know, we put back all the same things. I put back the same water pump. I put back the same big Milden oil pan, which holds about 8 quarts of oil. I put back the original valve covers, same Milderbach intake manifold, which is a single plane. It's a Torker intake manifold, Torker 2 they call it, Torker 2 440. All right, we got a set of 1/7/8 headers on it. We have a 770 vacuum secondaries street adventure carburetor. So I'm gonna get it running. I wanna see how these vacuum secondaries are gonna work. This is the first time I'm using a camera above carburetor on my dyno with the vacuum secondaries. I wanna see how it's gonna perform. So let's get it warmed up and let's make a blast. I got a wire touching the header. Yeah, see now, it's too close. I don't know, it's just too close. I want to make sure. How do I do this now? This should have been a straight boot, but then again, these are not the headers belong to the car. They belong to the dyno room. Okay, so You know what? I'll just change that one wire. Give me a sec. These wires belong to his car with his headers. Want to make sure it doesn't touch the header. Let me see if I can find a way to do it. Here we go. There. That one is good. Okay, let's warm it up. Good. Well, just shut the water pump so I can heat it up faster. This is what I love about the electric water pump. You can shut it on and off whenever you wish. So when that blue light is on, it indicates that the water pump is working, like so. Switch, pump, light. And it brings up the temperature a lot quicker. So you want to warm it up, shut it off. Got a radical camshaft in there. I'm ready. no good. We have an exhaust leak on this side. Somehow we're only using silicone for the dyno room. So, and this wire is way too close to the header. Yeah, it's hot. This is way too close, so I'm gonna have to replace this one with something else for now because it's got an angle to it that I don't like. So we're gonna take this out. I'm gonna put something that has a straight boot. I took a quick look. I see practically almost 500 horsepower, but I've got an exhaust leak back there. I need to repair that so I can do finalizing the HP. But in the meantime, I want to replace one wire here because the other one just seems to be too close to the header. Let me see if I can locate one here. I do have some spares right here. Here we need a straight boot. Okay. Straight boot. Here we go. Yeah, I think I located one here. Yep, this will do. Okay. Gotta find a way to hang it. There we go. That's more like it. All right, let's check out the header leak right now. Okay, we're gonna have to take off the header. Vasily, I'm gonna need your help. You know what? I'll start taking it apart in the meantime. When I do dyno testing, I don't use exhaust gaskets because, you know, if we go through a lot of gaskets this way. But when I do so many tests with the silicone header directly to the cylinder head, it lasts for all the tests I do. But in this case, this one here, I don't know, I found the header bolts kind of loose. So I installed a gasket just to get it going again. So I don't want no exhaust leaks when I do these testing. But I do put exhaust gaskets when I put the engines in the installation of the cars. But in this case, I just use silicone. It's only for dyno testing. Usually it doesn't give me any problems. But in this case, it just happened to have an exhaust leak on this side. So I just gotta use gasket. I'll put it on right now and let's go further testing. Perfect, okay. There you go. So now we installed an exhaust gasket on the left side. I replaced one spark plug wire. Too close to the header. Let's get it started and see what it does. Here we go. Okay, let's go. Here we go. Is the water line on?
Yeah.
What's happening there? Try it again. Something went wrong. something went wrong. Oh. You know what? For all aboard this test, something was malfunction. You know what? We're gonna do another test back to back. Something was not correct. Well, what happened there? You know what?
Slow, eh?
Yeah. Okay, you know what? Water line is on, battery charger's on. Vasily, let's try it again, back to back.
Just like this.
No, let's try it. Let me see. It felt like we had no water supply. Okay, here we go. Vasily, put the fan on. Let's go. Okay. With these, I don't hear everything.
But just when Nick is ready to try another test, he has to abort again.
Look.
His displays are all showing 0.
Here's the problem right here. Look. There's the problem. Something's wrong. Why are we getting this? Why? You know what? I'm gonna shut it down when we start. Something's not right. These computers, man. Okay, it's shut down. Shut. Open. Here we go. Should I give it a few seconds? Here we go. Let's see what happens now. Here we go. Connected. Perfect. Next. Loading. I think we're good. Let's take a look. All right. We're going to take our test from 3,000 to 6,000 RPM. We've got a 445.8 cubic inch, which is a 30 overbore on a 440, which is 4.350. We're going to take it at 300 RPMs per second, and we're right about to get started. And here we go. Let's see how it goes now, okay? Water line is on. Okay, here we go. Cool down the engine a bit. Battery charger is on. 1, 2. Perfect. And here we go. Sometimes, Vasily, shut the fan. Sometimes, you know, when you want to aim for that 500 horsepower, look what you end up with. Right here. Always come close enough, but not close enough. Yesterday we hit 505, 507.
But today, with the client's carburetor, the engine is making barely 498 horses at 5,500.
Yesterday I had my double pumper 750 Holley carburetor from the dynamometer, from the dyno I should say, and we hit just over 500 horsepower, 505, 507. Now I'm using the customer's carburetor because this is the way this is going to go in the car. If you look at the graph, the motor had a glitch. You notice that when it was revving up, it was going up and down the RPM, just like our graph. Something is not right. When I had my carburetor on, the motor went smooth. So we're going to have to do some work on this carburetor facility. You know, we're getting the 500 horsepower, but we're not getting a smooth ride up to the 6,000 RPM. Unless we take another shot at it, just to see. You know what? Let's give it a try and see what it does. You know what? We're gonna go to 6,200 RPM instead. Here we go. I just can't hit that 500 mark with this, with the customer's carburetor. Look where I got stuck with. 499.6 at 5,500 RPM. Yeah, that carburetor's playing head games, Vasily. Yeah, after all, it is the carburetor. You know, we did the dyno testing with the carburetor from the dyno and it went just great. So we have a carburetor issue. So anyways, I'm going to get my client, I'm going to tell him we're going to have to overhaul it. In the meantime, I'm going to leave it alone so I can tell him. But the engine runs well, that's what I'm concerned about. Let's check, make sure there's no valve noises or anything. Let's check the oil pressure on idle. Here we go, just to be sure. And let's take it from there. Vasily, are all the cylinders firing? Yeah. Shut the water for me, please. This is the reason why I don't start after an engine refresh or rebuild. I never use a client's carburetor to get them tested or to break in the cam or for any reason. Sure, I max them out with whatever carburetors I need to use for my dyno setup. And after that, when everything goes well, I use my customer's carburetors to tune them on the engine before I install them in the car. Here's an example. Okay, we finished dyno testing it with my carburetor yesterday. We did well. We got almost 530 torque. We got just over 506, 507 HP on it. And now, today, I've got the vacuum secondary carburetor, which is 770 Street Adventure from the client. I put it on, and we didn't reach the 500. We hit 499 HP, whatever. But not only that, it didn't go smooth. Like, if you look at the graph, it was going like this. Yesterday, when we did the test with my client, it went very smooth. So that is the reason why I use my carburetors on the engines that I built, and I go through the testing with my carburetors here in the dyno room. So now, after this video, I'm going to take apart this carburetor and start to rebuild it for my client so I can get it working well before I do the installation. And what's the best part of what I did with this video, which I have not seen yet, is we used an overhead camera to see how the secondaries work, the vacuum secondaries, which is not very common on my dyno. But you know what? When you use a carburetor on a street car, I prefer vacuum secondaries. And that is the reason why I need to fix this carburetor for my client to run this carburetor on his car. Don't forget, this is an engine that came in with a damaged cylinder number 2 with the chamber smashed up and with a cracked cylinder block. So anyways, I just wanted to make a test to tell you guys why I go with my carburetors on the dyno. And that is the reason why. Here's my overhead gear that was over the carburetor on the dyno test. So now I just want to see it in live action in my computer. And here we go. I want to see how those vacuum secondaries open up. Here we go. Ah, they did open up. I noticed that the butterfly. Okay, the choke was playing quite a bit there, so I'm not happy with that. Okay, the secondaries did open up, so that's good. I saw the fuel going through the ventures, so it looks good. All right, so let's work on the choke. We'll fix that. Anyways, we're going to take apart the carburetor. Anyways, I want to clean it out because it's a very old, dirty carburetor, and we want to make sure it runs well in the car. In the meantime, I noticed that the vacuum secondaries opened up at the right time, at the right RPM, so we're good. All right, so thank you guys for watching our channel. And don't forget, you guys, to subscribe on the way out. Thank you. And you guys, if you look down below the video, we have a whole bunch of merchandise that you guys can buy. So whatever you like, buy it, love it, wear it, and enjoy it. And help spread the word of Nick's Garage. And if you have some time, check out our Patreon page. We have extra content and you guys can watch it and take it from there. And we'll see you next time.